Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be doing a full face of nothing new. My last video was a huge makeup declutter. If you guys have not seen it, I will link it down below, but I went through all of my makeup and I got rid of so much stuff, and whenever I do that, I always get inspired to play with products that I already have in my collection and rediscover old favorites. And I have, of course, as always, a really good mix of drugstore and high-end products, and there's some really good stuff in here. Spoiler alert, a lot of these are amazing. And I also want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, which is Scentbird. I am so grateful to be working with them today. So speaking of nothing new, I have loved Scentbird for years. If you guys go back to some of my old videos from like 2016, I have always raved about them. It's one of my favorite subscription services. And if you guys are new to it, Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service where you can choose from over 600 different brands. They have so much variety. If you go on their website, you can see they have high-end and designer perfumes like Gucci, Prada, Versace, and they also have more indie brands like Vince Camuto, and all the perfumes are 100% authentic. And I love that you can discover new scents at such a great price. So you basically get a 30-day supply of perfume for $16. You can try out great fragrances and you don't have to break the bank because you guys know how expensive perfumes can be. And the perfumes come in a cute little case like this. You just twist it up and you have your fragrance. It's very travel friendly, great to just throw in your bag. The 3 current favorite scents that I have, I've been loving. They're all in rotation and I actually discovered them through the Scentbird quiz. So that's another way that you guys can discover some new scents. And Scentbird will give you different options based on your quiz answers, your previous purchases, and your preferences. So for me, I always love like sweet, fruity scents. I just feel like they pair really well with my body chemistry, and they also last the longest on me. So the first one that I've been loving is the Kenzie So Pretty perfume. If you like juicy couture perfumes, you will love this one. I talked about this in my current favorites. I already ordered a full-size bottle. It's just like the perfect hint of sweetness. It's not like cotton candy sweet, but it's like sweet enough. Another sweet scent is the Juice 100% Chilled, but this one has a little bit of like a fresh, clean kind of tone to it, and it's also a little bit more like warm, and I smell a little bit of coconut in this as well. And then if I'm ever not using something super sweet, I love a good fruity scent, and I've been loving the Catherine Malandrino Special Moments perfume. This is definitely a perfume that you can like transition over from like day to night. So it's definitely very like fruity. I smell some berries in there, but there's also a little bit of citrus as well. It's a little bit less sweet than the Kenzie perfume. I feel like this is more of like a mature scent, but it's not like too strong. So if you guys want to try out Scentbird, you can click the link and use my code JuicyJas55 and you can try it out for just $11 this month. And if you guys have any other perfume recommendations, leave them down below in the comments. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Grab a snack, get cozy, and let's get into it. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and prime the lids. I'm going to use the NYX Proof It waterproof eyeshadow base. This is one of my all-time favorites. Okay, so today I'm actually going to do a little smoky look, and I'm really excited because I've never used this palette, but I've had it in my collection for forever. And this is the Alter Ego Goddess palette. Look at how beautiful the colors are in here. Like, these look stunning, and I don't know why I've never used it before because it's so beautiful. I love the colors. So let's start off with a light transition shade. I'm going to go into this like really pretty soft brown. The colors in here kind of remind me of Natasha Denona. I forget what palette it is, but I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be like the dupe or like more affordable option. Okay, next I'm going to add this shade right here just to deepen that up a little bit. It's a little bit darker than the soft brown I just used. Oh, it's like super similar actually to that other shade. I'm just gonna add that in there. Next, with that same brush, I'm gonna take the shade Avalon, which is just a deep dark brown. I'm kind of just like basically layering these browns because I do want this to be pretty dark. I'm struggling a little bit to blend out the edges of the shadow. Just a little bit. Like the colors are working, but you have to like kind of take your time with it. I wonder if it's because like the eye primer is old, if I'm being honest, because I feel like this is like just not really blending the way that I want it to. Because like no matter what I do, like this edge does not blend. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe this off because I like the look and I want to do this, but I want it obviously to be a little bit more blended, and it's just not blending. So hold on. So I have a lot of favorite makeup removers, and this is one of them. You can get it on Amazon. It is the Purito Cleansing Oil, and it is the best. It takes off everything and it doesn't irritate or burn my eyes. It's so good. I'm gonna wipe all of this off and I'm just gonna use a different eye primer. I think it's because that one is old. Like I'm thinking. I'm gonna go in with my Rare Beauty eye primer. This is my favorite, and I'm just gonna toss this next one because I think it's because it's old. I don't know, but this is a good primer. It's just, I've had it for a while, so. Let's go in with some of this. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Just kidding. It's okay. It happens. If it ever happens to you, just wipe it off, start over. It's okay. So let's try this again, and I'm gonna use the same shade. So I'm basically doing the same thing. I'm going to pick up a little bit of that other shade and I'm just going to add it in. I'm not focused too much on blending the lid area. I just really want the outer edges to be super like diffused. I mean, this doesn't look cute yet, but it will. Give me a minute. Trust the process. Next, I'm gonna go into this teal shimmer shade right here. So now I'm gonna take the matte teal shade. It's basically just like the shimmer, but it's a little bit darker. I'm just gonna add that to help blend the shimmer a little bit and to diffuse this shade in with the brown. Every time I look down at the viewfinder, I'm like, looks a little scary, but I think once I put the lashes and everything, it'll come together. All right, I'm gonna do a little winged liner because I'm feeling it with this. So I'm gonna use the LA Girl Jet Setter Liquid Liner. Super easy to work with. I like the applicator. Wow, I really like how easy this was to work with. Okay, for lashes, I'm going to use these True Lashes. They look so pretty, and these are in the style Attitude. So moving into the skin, I'm going to start off with a primer water. This is the Ulta Beauty Keep Shining Glow Primer Water. I used this a couple times, and I really like it. It's super hydrating, and I always like to use a primer water before going in with primers, like all the time. I think it makes such a difference. This honestly reminds me, like it almost feels identical to like this Smashbox primer water. And I'm gonna do a little double priming today. So I'm gonna start off with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Mine's in the shade Medium 4. And then I'm gonna do a little pore filling primer. I don't know, should I do it first? Let's do the pore filling one first, and then I'll add the Charlotte Tilbury over top. I definitely think mine is old though. I should probably get rid of this because when it comes out, it's all like crumbly. So I think I have to get a new one, but the formula of this is actually really nice. It doesn't feel dry. It just feels like smoothing on the skin. Now I'm gonna add the Hollywood Flawless Filter over top. This is one of my all-time favorite products. I talk about this all the time, but like I feel like if there's one product that you're gonna splurge on, let it be this. It will make your skin look glowy and beautiful like every single time. So today I'm actually going to use the Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation from KVD. I have not used this in such a long time. I know this is really heavy duty coverage, so I'm going to be mindful of how much I'm using. And I'm just going to dot a little bit of this and then build it up as needed because you guys know this is super intense as far as coverage. Let's try this out again because I feel like less is more. And you don't need to use a lot because this is already really full coverage. So I just like barely dipped my finger into the product. Like I said, I'm gonna add a little bit more as I go if I feel like it's necessary. But I know with this foundation, if you use too much, it can definitely be way too heavy on the skin. I can't say that this is like a holy grail foundation, but it is really beautiful. Okay, today for concealer, I'm gonna use the Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer. I don't remember the last time that I used this, but I have it in the shade Suma. Creamy. And I'm just gonna use the Sigma and Taylor Wynn concealer brush. I've been loving her brush set, especially this concealer brush is probably my favorite. Okay, that concealer looks beautiful. You see how easily too, like it just blends, and then with this brush, it's just everything. I feel like every concealer that I've used with this brush looks so flawless. Let's do a little cream bronzer. I'm going to use the Stay Cosmetics Sun Melt Natural Cream Bronzer. This one is in the shade Light Bronze. So before applying or dipping my brush in here, I actually just took my finger and just melted in the product a little bit more, like before I started filming, because I haven't used this in a while and I felt like it kind of dried up a little bit. So if that ever happens, you can just use your finger and literally just rub the product. This color is warm, but it's still really natural and it seems to be blending like really easily. I'm pretty sure I didn't love this when I used it, but now I think it looks really, really good. And then now for blush, I'm going to use the Nearly Neutral Cream Blush from Rare Beauty. I think I used this like once, but I've never tried this color before. So I have this in my collection and I'm like, let's use it up. It looks so pretty. I love the liquid blushes. You guys know from Rare Beauty. Those are probably like my all-time favorite products from the brand, but this looks beautiful. I'm just going to kind of melt it in or blend it in with the cream bronzer. I like this color because it's really natural. Wait, I love this. I love the complexion today. Okay, now I'm going to set the makeup. I'm just blending out these creases a little bit. And I'm going to use my Collab Set the Stage Soft Focus Translucent Setting Powder. I actually got a brand new one and it is so satisfying opening up new products. Cute. My nail polish just chipped. I love this powder. Then I'm going to set the rest of my makeup and I'm going to use that same powder. I just have a little bit left over on the lid. And I'm just going to use a large powder brush. This one's just like a fluffy brush because I just want like a light dusting of the powder. Then I'm going to take a small brush with my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop powder. And I'm just going to concentrate a little bit more powder right on this area right here where I have larger pores, just to really make this area look even more smooth. Love. I think this is a good dupe for that Charlotte Tilbury powder. I love the one from Charlotte Tilbury, but if you don't want to, you know, spend a ton of money on the powder, the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop is amazing. For bronzer, I'm going to go in with this one from Flower Beauty. It is the Heat Wave Luminous Bronzer. I have not used this in such a long time, and this is kind of reminding me a little bit of like the Milani Baked Bronzer, which I love. This one looks like a little bit less like shimmer to it, but ooh, wow. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush, and this one is in the shade Always Rosy. It's just like a natural rose. I thought this actually looks really pretty. Mixed with the Rare Beauty blush, like they kind of have a similar tone. And then for highlighter, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Glow in Golden Flower Crown. It's been a minute since I used this. Like, look at this. It's like fresh and so pretty. This one and Precious Petal was like always one of my all-time favorite affordable highlighters. I know these are intense, so I'm just going to do a little bit. And I like to do it kind of over the blush as well. Okay, for the lash line, I'm so excited about the liner that I'm going to use, but I'm going to basically go in with the chocolate brown and a little bit of this teal shade. Actually, just kidding. I'm going to just use the brown. I know, I'm so indecisive, but I'm going to take that and smudge that right on the outer portion of the lash line, and then I'm going to blend it out with a different brush. And then for the inner corners, I'm going to take this color. And this is like one of those like light shifting shades. So it almost looks, okay, my nail is chipped, but it almost looks like it's a white shade. But when you actually swatch it, it has a little bit of like that gold kind of undertone to it. And to do this, I am going to spray my brush because I really want that to pop in the inner corners. I'm also going to blend this up in here just a little bit. And for the waterline, this is the most perfect liner. I love these LA Girl Shockwave metallic eyeliners. They're so creamy and pigmented. I love the shades, and this color in Dragon is like literally the perfect color for this look. And I have not used this shade, so I'm just gonna line my waterline. And these have a really pretty like metallic finish. Okay, I feel like we need a little rhinestone with this look for sure. So let's do that. I've been watching a lot of Euphoria, I know, and I've seen a bunch of different rhinestone makeup looks, and I'm like honestly addicted. Like, they look so good. So I have this little ColourPop crystal face jewel set, and I'm just gonna do one of these little ones right under here. Normally I would apply like lash glue, but I don't really want to put lash glue in that area, so I'm just gonna paste this on right under here. It's like a little rhinestone teardrop. I gotta make sure that they're even. Now for the lips, I'm going to do a nude glossy lip. I'm going to start off with the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in BFF3. And then I'm going to add the Milani Color Fetish Matte Lipstick in the shade Tease. This is a true, like, light nude. It's like my all-time favorite lipstick formula. And then I'm just going to, like, take the liner and just add a little bit more to help kind of blend everything. It gives it sort of like an ombre effect-ish. And then I'm just going to top that off with a little clear gloss. I've been loving this one from Milani. I'm like trying to get it open. This is the highly rated Diamond Gloss. This smells like my childhood. Like, it smells like a lip gloss that I used to have when I was like in 3rd or 4th grade. So whenever I smell this, it brings me back to that. It smells so good. But it's so creamy. It makes your lips look so juicy. Last but not least, I'm gonna go ahead and set my makeup, and I'm gonna use the JoA Selfie Ready Dewy Setting Spray. I want like a natural dewy finish. Okay, but like, I'm obsessed with this look, you guys. I almost was like about to just do something completely different, but I'm glad that I pulled through because I love these products and the way everything turned out. The only thing that I'm not super crazy about was the KVD Good Apple Foundation. I just feel like this is a little bit too heavy on my skin. Like, even using a little bit today, it just felt like the product was just sitting on top of my skin versus actually like melting and looking really natural. So I can see why I don't use this very often. I have other favorites. It's not a bad foundation, it's just not for me. This Alter Ego eyeshadow palette is stunning. This is definitely giving me all the Euphoria vibes. I love the colors in here. Very good mixture of mattes and shimmers. So this is exactly why I love doing these videos, because I always rediscover products that I've already had in my collection that are so good. So check the description box for all product links. Also, don't forget to check out Sempered. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye.